I'm gonna say this right now. Yeah, I've literally I stumbled across you. And I know how Instagram ads work. That's how I found you. When I heard the record, I was like, "Is this out? Like, is this on radio? Like, is this signed?" Like,
Yeah. Well, people don't know me yet. It's all because of marketing. I know that, but it's also this. So that's why I'm working hard and writing shitty ass songs to pay for my stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what's the landscape? So, where are you originally from?
I'm half Indonesian, half Dutch, but I live near Amsterdam.
Okay. Well, that's the power of the internet, because a couple of years ago, being from Amsterdam or anywhere near the Netherlands, that's where you are now, right? Netherlands?
Yeah.
Like, we would have never got any insight to any singers or performers out of there unless there's a huge budget for them.
I know. I know.
And the internet's powerful. So, found your talent. I'm going to be real. I've been playing your last single a million times over in my house.
Oh, really?
She's like, who is this? And I'm like, this is the one. Like,
appreciate it a lot. I'm working hard. It's not easy, but I'm gonna keep going, and I'm just, even though it's not easy sometimes, I'm just like, I can't stop right now. So I'm still making moves, and people have no idea how many times I'm crying, but I still keep going.
I like, on a real, like, I think coming across your profile, and I saw the lockdown video you did. I love that, by the way.
Thank you.
So cute. I was like, it reminded me of my little boys and how just the kind of relationship I have in the house. So I saw it. I was like, to me, that tells me that music is just you. It's your day to day. It's what you would do if there wasn't any money for it. It's just what you do. So
Definitely. Yeah.
that drew me in. So I was like, all right, let me see what else you got. And then I realized there's a bunch of songs that are floating around. I'm like, I haven't heard this. So,
Yeah.
it's yeah, I think you're there. I have literally in my mind right now, I have no doubt that in the next probably couple months, you're going to get a phone call. Something's coming.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's why I just keep going. I'm in the middle of selling my house at the moment, because I was like, if I want to take it to the next step, I have to invest more money. So,
What's that like then? Trying to sell your house during this weird new normal?
Well, actually now it's still a good time. Next year is not going to be a good time. Now you can still get a good price for it, but next year, no, I don't think so.
Nah.
No.
I've had a few of my friends get a few properties out here in London, but as you know, London is like the most expensive place in the world. So
yeah, I know.
They got pushed back a lot. They had a lot of like pushbacks and people offering and then changing their mind at the last minute and not giving anywhere near the asking price. And it was a bit of a push and pull. But I think now we're coming out of it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Things are going through. So it's like, it's not too bad.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people. I'm living near Amsterdam, and the thing is, in Amsterdam, everyone is moving to my city.
Okay.
So in Amsterdam, it's a lot of houses are available now, but that's gonna be very expensive though. But here I'm really happy because I could make some profit out of it. And I also, I was kind of, first I didn't want to sell my house, but then I had this whole thing. I'm in between this whole lawsuit and I lost it. So I was like, this is the only choice right now, and it sucks. But at the same time, I knew I was going to make a lot of profit out of it. So I was like, well, I actually see chances here. And also the thing is that I lived here with my ex for a long time, so it's a new beginning. I think it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all aligned,
2020 didn't really happen. We just go on to 2021.
I know, it's a weird year. I know. For me, like, a lot of things happened this year, and I was like, I'm a believer, but I was really like, really, God? Can you just give me a break right now?
Just a second.
Yeah, just, But you know, I pick myself up every time, and it goes like this all the time. But I pick myself up. I'm like, oh no, Romy, you got this. Just you got this. So yeah.
That's the faith you've got to have, and that's the faith that will make you like truly successful in life. I can't lie. When we hit lockdown, I jump into it to find out what it was like over there for you. But when we hit lockdown, I had just signed 2 branding contracts, so we were going to do events throughout the year and what was for a TV show. And literally the week later, our government were like, "Yeah, nothing."
Wow. Yeah.
I was like, I now work a day job, so like I was literally writing my letter like, bye to this day job. This is no longer finished.
Oh no.
And then that happened, and luckily, I actually had the letter written, and my wife was just like, just chill for a second, see what the government are gonna say, and then literally they put me on furlough for the last 3 months at that job. So if I'd have sent that letter, I'd have given up like 3 months worth of free money.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
everything happens for a reason. But what was lockdown like out there for you guys?
Well, actually, I was supposed to go to the US, so for a couple of weeks, and then luckily I haven't bought the ticket yet, so I was happy I didn't do that, but. Then I was like, okay, so now my plans are canceled because actually this year I wanted to perform more, And then I was like, you know what? Um, let me just produce more. And then my best friend, he pushed me to write 10 songs within a week. And he was like, I bet you can do that. And I was like, I bet I can. So I'll show you. So I did that. And he was like, no, everything is so good. Like the quality is really high. You should really put this out as a mixtape. And then I was like, well, no, mixtape is more for rappers and, SoundCloud. Nah, you know what? I'm going to make a project out of this. So that's when I created the whole EP, actually.
What?
Yeah.
What's the record you got with, is it Drummer Kid? Drummer Kid on the feature?
Drummer Kid, yeah.
That's the
yeah,
record.
Same way.
That's the record I found. And I was like, this is cold. I was like,
thank you. Appreciate it.
Gave it to a few DJs out here. And everybody was like, is this out? Like, is this? I said, yeah.
Oh, really? Oh.
Trust me, I said, even with this platform here, like, we created this during lockdown out of boredom because there was nothing else to do. And then
Really?
And what I realized was I know of a lot of music. Like, I love music. I've got my own playlist is kind of my own private playlist, but it's just records that of new artists that I find on the net, social, but people gravitate towards it. So I put up a clip of that record, and my inboxes blew up. Everybody's like, "Who's this?" Yeah, I'm like,
that's amazing.
Yeah. So that's why I DM'd you. I was like, right, I'm gonna get her on a jack quickly. Just so
that's amazing.
Next week now, you're gonna see me plug in that record. Like, go and check this girl out. She's the.
I appreciate it.
It's dope. Like, how did that even come about, that record? So was that a part of that EP, or was that part?
Yeah, that was a part of the EP. And I'm really happy with that record because that's what I'm saying. I started to produce like 2 years ago, but I felt comfortable sharing my productions this year and with my EP as well. Yeah. And the song is mainly about it's the whole EP is based on self-love and just knowing that you're actually not ready for a relationship yet because you're still creating the best version of yourself. But you also know, like, when you meet someone, you deserve the best. So, and that's what Same Way is about, that when you're dating someone, you're dating with someone who's on the same level and you're like, I actually like you, but take your time because I'm still, I still have to get my shit together. And that's exactly, the phase I'm in right now. Like, first I need, because that's what I'm saying. I'm in the middle of moving and selling my home. So I need to get my shit together. When I got my shit together,
And I love that.
I'll find my husband.
I love that. It's like it's hard for you to go and find a husband. I've seen your gram. Trust me. Every guy that record to has been like, who is she? Where do I? And I'm like, well, she's not in London, so you're gonna have to wait for her to come. So soon as you're gonna get a bag of English guys just at the front. Like, I love how you did that for the record as well. And at the end of the record, all that explanation, you went, "But I like you," or "I kind of like you." At the end,
I kind of like you. Yeah, yeah.
that basically means all you said. I'm going through all of this stuff. I kind of like you.
Yeah, I know. I'm playing hard to get, and then at the end, I'm like, I actually like you, so but still, he needs to calm down. So
I'm telling you from now, as soon as we can get you over here, I will book you for something. You'll have no problems. There will be a line of guys out here going, a conversation with her. But I'm going to lie, I'm my cousin right now. I've got 2 of my cousins that are like, yeah, please, when she's performing, let me come and talk to her. And I'm like, you lot, chill, man.
With a band now, because I got my all-female band now.
Ah, that's even better. I'm giving out tickets. I'm selling tickets. I'm selling. I'll put you in Jazz Cafe, big live set in Hugh. They got a huge setup for like live band.
That's dope.
Trust me, you'll have no problem. And even in my mind, when I heard the records, I was like, your inboxes must be crazy. She won't even see this message.
Well, I do have a lot of DMs from thirsty guys most of the time. They still have to find out my music, but
No, in lockdown, you must have been getting some wild DMs.
Oh yes, definitely. Definitely. But I'm aware of energy, and I don't share my energy just like that. So and I follow I'm very intuitive, and I follow my intuition all the time. So when I know, like, oh no, Romy, this is no good for you, I just don't respond.
You gotta do it though. Like, I'm thinking, like, us dudes, trust me, we haven't got to deal with anything. And you're a pretty girl, so I know for a fact them DMs. All I could think of was I messaged Wes and I said to him, I'm gonna send her a message, but it'll probably be a week because it's just gonna be a dude in a million dudes, and she won't see it. And you got there quick, to be honest. So I was like, hey, something's working.
Yeah, but I see those messages, and then I'm like, if it's about if someone is just telling me, oh, you're beautiful, I'm like, yeah, well, okay. In the beginning, I used to say thank you all the time, and then I had them hitting me up all the time, and some of them even hit up my kids, and they're like, oh, I'm your new stepdad, and I'm like, oh no.
No, that's crazy.
I know.
How do they handle that? What do they say to you? Mom, I've got...
Yeah, they're like, Mom, like our guy still, yesterday, my youngest one, he was like, Mom, I can, what did he say? He was like, how do you say that again? Like he wanted to block, no, he didn't want to block them. He wanted to hack them. Yeah, that's what he told me. He wanted to hack them. He was like, if someone is still harassing you or sending you weird messages, tell me, Mom, and I will hack them. I'm like,
let him do it. Give him the powers. Say, go on, man. That's
yeah.
You didn't even think about men doing something like that. Like,
I know.
It's crazy.
I know. I know, and that's why I'm like, I don't mind being single right now because I got some crazy guys hitting my kids up, hitting my friends up, and that's why now I don't post my kids very often. I don't do that anymore because of that, So they started to even my oldest son on his PlayStation, he had this request from this guy. I used to date him, but then he just lost it. He was crazy. So he turned from being very nice and treating me like a queen, like acting all crazy, and I was like, no, this is not gonna happen. And then he started to stalk me. And then he started to stalk my kids as well. So that's what I'm saying. Like, no. So.
So even me, like, I don't post my kids a lot. That's why when you're on the legacy page, you'll only to me. I don't really put the kids up because even though I'm married, I still get weird messages from girls.
From women.
Yeah, and I'll be like, what? I always talk about my wife. I talk about my wife all the time. So
Yeah.
we're having this conversation, but but
Yeah.
some of them are wired, especially in the industry. A lot of like young girls are wired to think, well, if I can make him like me, he will do something for me. And I'm kind of like, yeah, that's not how this works.
And they don't have no self-respect, no nothing. It's just, and that's why I also um want to change this industry. And I'm also I'm also building my own record label right now, and I'm gonna launch it next month. And the name of it is gonna be Uncommon Diamonds.
Okay.
My son came up with that name. He raps too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, well, his first single is coming out in October, so on my label.
What?
And he came up with the name Uncommon, and then I was like, what if we make Uncommon Diamonds? Because I stand for diamonds. You see, my nails and all that stuff. But people always told me that I was a diamond in the rough, and I'm like, no, I am a diamond because of all the pressure I've been through. I am a diamond, and it's not to be cocky or whatever. No, I think it's about being how do you say it? Confident by being who you are, and be proud of who you are, and just shine like a diamond. Even though you're not perfect, you can still shine. You don't have to be perfect. So that's also what the EP is about. It's called Not Ready Yet. And I wasn't ready, actually, because I was so scared of putting out the EP, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not really a producer. That's what I thought. I was like, well, I just put some samples together and I just play something, and then I put a beat underneath it, and now I'm a producer. Yes, you are a producer.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
You do it.
But yeah, the name of it is so it's Uncommon Diamonds, and I'm very excited about him. He's the first artist I'm gonna sign, and we're just gonna focus on me and him for the first year, and then we'll see what's gonna happen if we're gonna sign other artists as well. But for me, it's also important, for just to show people, like, I'm 33. I'm a lawyer, actually.
Oh wow.
and I'm a mom of 2 sons, and people told me it's impossible, and that's why I'm like, oh no, I'll show you. I'll make a way.
Yeah,
I'll make a way.
Itself, like, let's not skip over that. Lawyer, okay, how long have you been a lawyer? Let's go in. Because I'm looking at this going, hold on, I've got guys that chase you now purely by your voice and the way you look. Adding a lawyer on that, you've got problems. Like, every guy I know on the block, like, yeah, I need that number. How long have you been a lawyer for?
Well, I studied law. Well, I graduated in 2017.
Okay.
And I worked for the city of Amsterdam, actually, as a lawyer, doing real estate. Yeah.
It's crazy.
A real estate lawyer, yeah. Just really weird.
That's why you're a problem in the industry, because most of the industry is guys trying to finesse women into things that they don't understand. But because you, and even when I saw you speak for the first time, I was like, she's got her head screwed on. Most execs will look at that in fear and go, no, because she'll know what they can't get away with.
I know. And that's why a lot of people don't want to work with me, because they're like, oh, she's smart. And they're like, oh no, I have to watch out.
Oh, damn.
I had a plan B. I'm actually happy that I had a plan B, because of that, now I know I deal with my own contracts. I know exactly what it means if I sign a contract for, I'm always negotiating it myself.
Yeah.
And I'm happy doing that. But it also really helped me with my personal development, knowing that I'm capable of more than just singing and writing songs. So yeah, I'm happy I did that. But the funny thing is, I worked as a lawyer for like 6 months. This is the funny part.
Good.
I worked at the office for 2 months, and then I had this call from this producer. I worked there for 6 months, but after 2 months, I had this call from this producer so I had a song with Martin Garrix and David Guetta.
Oh yeah, I heard that record.
And he called me and he said, I have this song, and actually Ellie Goulding is supposed to was supposed to do it, but she's not gonna do it anymore, and I think you can kill it. And I was just giving up on music because I was like, I was 31. I just graduated. I had a good job. I made good money. So I was like, and with music, it's always like this.
Yeah.
So I'm in this right now. I'm in this right now. And sometimes it's annoying, but sometimes, but I'm also very grateful because of that. I now, I can move mountains every time I feel like I'm moving mountains again. And, but going back to when I was a lawyer, the funny thing was that when I got that call, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sing it. And like what I said, I'm a believer. So I said, God, if you want me to do music, then give me a sign.
Yeah.
Just give me a sign because I don't know it anymore. And then a month later, and that was also like very weird, miraculous, actually. So it was weird because then, I got, I was at this musical of Gloria Estefan. My parents, they took me there because it was a birthday present. And Gloria Estefan was one of the reasons why I started singing when I was young, when I was 4.
Okay.
So when they took me there, I was like, oh, I almost wanted to cry, but I stayed strong, and I was with my ex, and he was happy that, I was working as a lawyer, that I was successful right now. That's, and then I got this call from the producer, and he called me, he said, it's going to be you. It's going to be you on the record, and that means your voice is going to be heard all over the world. And I was like, no.
Yeah, I don't know how you even get your head around that, because David Guetta is internationally renowned. Like, that record will change your life. So yeah,
It did.
Your head must have been like, nah.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I was also like, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. And because that's what I said. Like, I was so amazed, and I was crying because I was like, finally, after all these years, I have this chance, this shot of being heard all around the world. And well, it changed my life because now I'm doing music full time. And yes, it goes like this sometimes. Oh, that's my son. Wait a minute. I'll be back.
Okay. I'm waiting for Lily to start knocking on the door. But you guys, literally, I'm gonna add her link for the project below. She's cold, like, telling you. Legacy told you guys first. I don't want no one jumping on the bandwagon later. I want none of this. Literally. And remember, No Place Like Home podcast every Friday. We've got some dope artists coming. We've got Jordan Year. We've got Yana. And we're doing a special edition. Not gonna announce it just yet. Not in this one. But yeah, it's coming up. But yeah, man, everyone stay locked. Thank you for all the support. Remember, follow us on Instagram, Legacy London. Follow us on YouTube, Legacy London. And then, yeah, man, I've got a lot going on. I'm doing a little intermission here. I could have just paused it, but you know what? We'll keep chatting. And if you guys have got any artists that you want us to interview, reach out. Yeah?
Yes, I'm back. My son wants to say hi, so okay, come and say hi. Hi. Hi.
Your hair is sick.
Oh, thank you.
Is this the rapper one?
Sorry, what?
Is this the one that raps? Do you rap?
Oh no. I'm the one that edits. Yeah, he edits music videos.
What?
And yeah. And I'm the skateboarder. And he's a skateboarder, yeah.
You edit, add us on Legacy London, and we're gonna send you some gaming guys. And I got a few gaming editors that like to look for new guys that are in the editing world, and they like look for kids to like try out games and stuff. So
Oh,
follow me on Legacy London, and we'll have a conversation. Yeah.
okay. Wait, where's Mama stuurt je zo door, ja? Oké, doe de deur maar even dicht. Love you. Doei, doei. Yeah. Sorry, mommy duties.
How old are your kids?
11 and 13.
Oh, same for mine. My oldest is 11, and then my middle one is 6, and my youngest is 2.
Oh, wow. You're blessed.
Oh, mate. This is my cameraman's like, that's why you're tired all the time. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine. I don't have that anymore because my kids are, they're big now. So, but sometimes when they're fighting and I have to record, as an artist, your state of mind, like, your mindset and your emotional being during recording is very important. Otherwise, I just can't record. So when they're shouting, I'm like, oh, okay, I have to meditate for a few seconds. Otherwise, I can't record.
Yeah, but like talking about your mind, like, because you seem like you're so driven. Like, where does that mindset come from? Because you just seem so driven.
Well, I've been through a lot, and that's, and every time obstacles, that's what I said. Like, I pick myself up every time because I was like, I need to get going. I can't quit right now. I came this far and I can't just quit right now, and I feel like from everything that I wanted to reach, like the goals I wanted to reach, I think I reached like 10% of it. So I still got a long way. But, last year I was like, oh, I'm not even at 1%. So,
You're always learning, though. You're always learning something, and you're always evolving. But I think your mindset for me is you're strong-willed. You seem like obstacle is just an obstacle. It's part of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, well, exactly. Now, sometimes when people are asking me like, hey, how you doing? Are you okay? And sometimes I'm in the middle of this whole chaotic thing. Yeah. And I'm like, I actually don't want to answer that I'm not okay, because I'm just telling myself like, okay, Romy, this is just another obstacle. You can get through this.
Okay,
but
okay.
Yeah, but for other people, when I tell them the truth, and they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'll be fine. And they're like, how? I'm like, it's all mindset. And they're like, how? Why are you still smiling? You should be stressing. I'm like, well, stress, it doesn't help. It's not going to help you. No. It's not going to help you.
See, that's how, I knew me and you would get on. Like, that mindset for me is either with you or it's not. I've had so many people try and like pigeonhole what I do as a profession, because I do a lot. And 9 times I just say, I untie knots. That is pretty much my job title.
Yeah.
My job
You're fixing everything, yeah.
Yeah, is to solve problems. Find a solution. There's a problem there, I will find a solution. So even with like lockdown, even when I did these lives, I don't think anybody that really knows me was even surprised that I did the lives. Because
that's amazing.
I won't just lay down. I'm just like, no, get that.
Yeah.
I love it. And you seem like, oh, that ring that you put up with the lion is wicked, by the way.
Oh, you liked it? Thank you.
I was like, trying to find a couple pendants for, obviously our logo is the lion. So we were like trying to find a couple pendants. As soon as I saw that ring, I was like, what? Where'd she find that? I need to go to the Netherlands.
Yeah, well, I bought it. Let me see if I have it there. Let me get it. Yeah, I bought it at this market actually. So at this market in Amsterdam, and it's called Waterloopplein, and they have all kinds of rings like that. And the seller is always. He's always, oh no, this was a woman. She's always gonna tell you stories where she bought it from, and she's like, oh yeah, I went to Bangladesh or I went to Bali, and I'm like, I love those stories,
Yeah,
so,
that like pronto pieces that have a story for me are just like the best. Like
Yeah.
people send me a bunch of like products and stuff, but even jewelry and that, and I only really wear like stuff that has value to me. Otherwise, it's just a ring at the end of the day, isn't it? It's kind of like I can buy that from anywhere, but if it's got a story to it, I'm more inclined to wear it. Or
Definitely.
story in that. But I love that. I think like even yourself, I think your whole story is pretty much a movie. You can already do a movie now.
One day it will inspire people. That's why I'm like, I was writing a book. I was writing a book in 2012. And then I was like, it's not a success story yet. So
Nah.
I was like, okay, Romy, then you got to make your life a success, if you want to make a success. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like if I'm moving to this new house and I'm still looking for a house, so that's crazy. Like I have to move within 2 weeks and I don't have a house yet. So that's why people are like, Romy, like, and I'm like, no, I got this. It will happen.
It takes time, innit? And that's it. You just have to have the faith, don't you? Like just
Yeah.
tell yourself you have faith will generally lead to other people around you going crazy because they can never get in your head. So like,
No.
see like the way we do our Instagram, I throw up the quotes, but I've like last year or so really thought about what I'm writing because 9 times out of 10, it will reach someone that you don't know it's going to reach. And
Yes, definitely.
what I'm noticing is a lot of people getting either sidetracked from family or friends or just their mindset not being in a good place. So I'll write things like, I think one of my favorites are, a lot of people like to give you directions to places they've never been.
Yes.
And that is like
That's definitely true.
like your family are the worst for that. Like,
Oh, I know. Even, my family thought I was ugly. So, and I mean like my grandma and stuff, like I love her. Don't get me wrong. But, y- something that I really hated about myself, and now, everyone loves it, but I really hated my hips and I was like, oh, I'm too big and blah blah. And now I'm like, no.
love that. Do you think?
No, this is me. So, but yeah, definitely family, or, even my aunts, like they would tell me like, Romy, what you're doing is impossible. I'm like, yeah, I'm making the impossible possible. So,
You always say, it means just because you can't do it doesn't mean that I can't do it. Like,
yeah, just faith. Yeah.
and just get there. Even with the business that we have now, like I think, like even for my story, like most of my family we're from a boxing world. So my uncle's a world champion, his brother's a world champion. So in that
Oh, wow.
sport, it was kind of like if you didn't play football, do boxing, it kind of wasn't really a thing. And what I do
Mhm.
now is a completely separate lane to them. They could never really fathom what I do. So even when I started in the music world, like rapping and stuff at 13, in their mindset, this is before hip hop was even big in London. Like you had to rap in like
Yeah.
an American accent in here to even get
Oh,
heard.
really?
Yeah, like all the rappers in the UK when I was a kid rapped like Americans. And it was
Wow.
me, Black Twang, who else came through? Rodney P. Those are the ones that started like just rapping where we're from. Like this is what we,
Mm.
and I remember always telling me that's not gonna happen. Like that's not a thing. And now, fast forward 2020, we've got artists out here, double platinum, triple platinum, born and raised. Dave is from down the road from me. You know where Dave is, like platinum artist. Album went platinum this year. Stormzy,
Wow.
Stormzy's from down the road from where I live. Like
Oh, really? That's crazy.
I'm saying, I think the
Yeah.
biggest ones Krebs and Conan. Like, I went to school with Conan, and I'm like, again, when he was getting on, the deals that they've got now were unheard of. Like, you can't do that. That's you're from Britain and you rap.
I can't hear you. Yeah, now I can hear you again. Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I think it's a lot of people love to go off the, you know, if they can't comprehend it, it's not real.
Yeah.
You know, and then once you put it into fruition, suddenly it's because of this, or it was a
Mhm.
lucky thing, or you can't plan that. And
They're always hating.
yeah,
They're
there's
always hating.
always something there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, don't let it get to you. That's the thing. Like I really had to learn that. Like,
Open the crisp for the baby. Open them. My little baby's like hungry, and she's like, open
ah,
it. There you go. Go sit down. There you go. Cheers. See, that's why I have to have him here. Like,
I feel yeah.
I need to help him have. My wife's gone off to go and shop somewhere, so like I'm here doing daddy duties on a Sunday.
Yeah, I feel yeah.
Jump into music, like, so you're writing now. Have you got like any new records coming out? Like, what's the plan for 2020?
Yes, well, I'm working on my album right now, and I'm gonna release a few singles. So the first single will be out on the 30th of October. And I'm very excited about that because I'm gonna release it on my own record label as well.
Okay,
And I'm gonna shoot the music video for it tomorrow. So
that's
I'm
cool.
excited about that.
What's it called? What's this single? Are we allowed to know? Can we get an exclusive?
Yeah, of course. The name of it is Thank You. So and it's about well, I'm saying thank you to everyone that hurt me and to all my enemies, because I'm like, well, thank you for, putting me in that position, because of that I became stronger. So I just want to thank you for that.
I love that. That's cool. That's dope. That's
Yeah.
How do you approach haters? With a smile and a wink.
Yeah, but that's how I do it. It's funny because I don't know if you saw it, like last week there was someone who was commenting on my legs.
I did see it, and I'm like, you hater, because I know you fancy the bones off this girl. He was putting into it, and I was like, oh, you hater.
Well, but the thing is that it really doesn't do anything to me. Like, it doesn't hurt me anymore. And I just wanted to show people, and especially women, like, how can you overcome something like that? And for me, it was, telling myself in the mirror that I was good enough has really helped me to love myself and to accept myself, so, and that's what I wanted to tell all these women, and also guys, but especially women, just to tell them, like, tell yourself that you're good enough. If someone tells you that you're not good enough, get rid of that person, block that person, whatever. He blocked me, so that's the funny part, actually, because a few of my fans, a few of my followers, they send him a message like he needs to shut up, and he's just insecure. And I was like, no, send him love. He needs love. That's how I deal with my haters. I'm just sending them love. If they're sending me hate, I'm just like, I love you. I just love you, because that's karma. It will come back for me too. If I'm like, oh, you fucking hater, and blah,
Yeah. You always look at it like this. I always look at it like this. Like, you never know what people are going through when they're talking to you. Like, everybody's going through something that you know nothing about. They're verbally saying something, but there's something else going on. And
definitely.
When I saw the message, I was straight on it. I was like, right, who's this guy? Jump into his account, and I'm looking, and I'm like, your account's private. There's a handful of like posts there. That means you've gone on there and you don't know how to speak to her. So you thought by saying something sarcastic or stupid would get her attention. And
definitely,
that's the way he's dealt with it. And I was like, I'm not even gonna arise to this, because if I start talking, the legacy will come out and everybody jumps on it. And I was like, let me just. And you handled it very well. You handled it very maturely. So I was like, she's got this.
Thank you. Yeah, it was funny because some people were like, oh, you see, it's still hurting you because that's why you're responding. And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to be an example, because I've been there. I hated myself. I didn't love myself. So that's why, I just want to get that message out there. Like, you have to start loving yourself first, and then you'll see that the world around you will change for the better. Because and your environment is very important, and that's your body is your environment as well, so you should love that and cherish that. And also now with moving out of this house, I think that's also going to help with the last part of my healing process right now, because I lived here for 14 years, so I think a new environment. Yeah.
Yeah, little, but it always helps though, isn't it? It's a little, it's
It
just,
definitely helps. It's very important because, you know, in your house there's also a lot of energy. So I think it's a good thing if I'm gonna move. Yeah.